Power and REPA, Renewable Energy Promotion Association, jointly present Professor Iyer's talk show, Future of Energy India Vision 2022, India's first talk show on energy and power. Co-partners, MTU On-Site Energy and BS Group Sugan Automatics. Associate partner, BHEL. Supported by Jindal Power Limited and Patel Engineering Limited. Segment partners, Green Brilliance Energy, Media Research, Falcon Strategic Advisories India and Green Infra Partners. A Falcon Media production exclusively on Z Business. Welcome to the talk show, The Future of Energy, India Vision 2022. This is the Inertia show for you on Z Business. And today we have some of the most powerful personality for this episode, which is Future of Clean Coal and Efficient Technologies. On my left is none other than Sri Anil Rajdar, the former Secretary Power, Government of India, who has brought about reforms in the power sector and has been responsible for furthering the power sector in India. Thank you and welcome, sir, for coming here. And we have on my left Sri D.K. Jain, the Director Technical of NTPC, India's leading power company, almost supplying 65 to 70% of the national power requirements. We have on my right Sri K. Ravi Kumar, and he needs no introduction. He has been a man who brought BHEL up, and BHEL today is at its position because of the excellent effort Sri Ravi Kumar did as the chairman and managing director of BHEL, and today he is also the managing director of the private sector company, Abhijit Group. We have on our right Rajesh Agarwal. Mr. Rajesh Agarwal is the chairman and managing director of the BS Group. BS Group is into state-of-the-art technologies related to both smart grid and efficient coal and efficient utilization of energy and also renewables. On our left is T.C. Arora, who was the director of Toshiba India, was responsible for the growth of Toshiba in India for several years, and he is today the managing director of Visa Ecotech Limited, which is into solar energy and successfully implementing solar projects in the country. On my extreme right is R.K. Srivastava. He's also another doyen in the industry who has brought up Kirloskar Brothers Limited in a big way. And welcome, Srivastava sir. Welcome all of you to this show. To begin with, let me fire the first salvo. That the figures show us that today India has 182 gigawatt of power, of which predominantly 65% of that energy comes from the thermal power sector and mainly driven by coal. So let me put this question to Anil Rajdar sir. Do we see coal remaining the mainstay, and does it remain, and for how long?
Well, I think India has a set of challenges as well as compulsions in the power sector. We've got to take power, that is electricity, to every home. We've got to create employment opportunities. We've got to increase farm output through taking out groundwater and generally improve the quality of life. But the compulsion is that we have to use coal. We are short on natural gas. We've not been able to develop our hydro potential to the full limits, and most of our hydro potential in any case is lying in very sensitive eco zones now. We are moving fast on wind and solar, but these have their compulsions at the moment in view of the cost that is involved in generating them. We've got to provide access as well as affordability to power, which means that coal and clean coal will have a major role to play for some years, at least 2-3 decades to come.
Okay, now Mr. Ravi Kumar, may I know from you, sir, how the future technologies like ultra mega supercritical power, especially the supercritical technologies and the ultra supercritical technology, what is the role these have in enhancing our capacity?
You know that the coal present cost cannot be taken as the benchmark. Actually, the coal is going to cost more and more, and availability is also being in question. So definitely there is a necessity to improve the heat rate so that you can get for the same amount of coal, that is coal to wire, if you see, you get more output at the terminal rather than for the same coal input. Of course, material technology is the one that we used 1 chrome 1 moly material for 600, and for 700 degree higher material has to be used. I think research is going on throughout the world for improving the heat rate as much as possible.
So sir, therein comes the question, when we have this discussion of heat rate, what has happened, and we have seen in the last 1 year, and I want to bring this debate here, that we have seen that all this discussion on heat rate, while it exists, we have seen a huge amount of Chinese capacity coming to India. And there is a kind of a situation where in this current plant, we have roughly 40 gigawatt worth of orders already placed on Chinese manufacturers. I would ask DK Jain Saab to throw some light on this kind of situation and the threat. Are the Indian companies geared to compete here, and is a major leader like NTPC going to expand in a competitive environment with, I would say, other technologies?
When we come to discuss the infusion of Chinese technology in India, you have to really look at what are the strengths of the Chinese equipment or the Chinese suppliers. If you look at, one is the pricing, they are cheaper. Second is, they do have some advantage in terms of the faster execution of the project. But are they really suitable for Indian coal, Indian operating and maintenance conditions? Those are the issues which people have not been able to answer yet, because it's been just a few years that the Chinese equipment have been installed. But yes, they have to find solutions if Chinese equipment has to sustain in India. But in the NTPC, what we have done is, we have never really forbidden any Chinese equipment manufacturers to quote. We have our own performance standards specified, our own specifications with respect to the maintenance requirements, with respect to the performance levels which have to be achieved, with respect to the quality of equipment which has to be supplied. And somehow they have not really participated in NTPC tenders because of that. I would suggest that we have to have good performance standards, keeping in view the performance levels we require in India, the maintenance requirements and the coal we have in India. With that, if we are able to enforce those requirements, I'm sure the Chinese will have to really modify their designs to suit Indian conditions. Otherwise, I don't see any problem. As it is, 5 different manufacturers have set shop in India. With that, the prices have started improving already.
Right. With that, we take a break on this section, and on the other side, we'll again further this discussion on the fundamental issues of the threat of, I would say, the Chinese and other manufacturers, because basically we need to bring the cost of equipment down and at the same time provide quality to the country. Just after this short break.
Commodity